streaming in portrait for the first time. This is kind of an interesting one. So I don't usually record anything while I'm driving, but I'm not going to be paying attention to you. This is me practicing. So many times therapists will talk to me about how do you have the conversation about self-pay, hybrid, what's a covered service, what's not a covered service. And the truth is, like anything, to get good at that conversation, you have to practice. And so this is how I practice. Now, I know you guys are a fly on the wall. This is your perspective. So hang out and enjoy. This conversation will be a little bit weird because I'm not speaking to anybody in real life, but hopefully you take some valuable nuggets out of this. The idea behind this conversation is this is what I would be saying to an actual human being who's sitting, in front of me at toward the end of an initial evaluation. And just to bring you some context, like I had a lot of physical therapy evaluations today, lots of new patients on the schedule, and a couple of them stood out. This was a portion of those conversations. So let's begin. Um, okay, so the great part about today's evaluation was the fact that there were no red flags. There's nothing that I saw that makes me think there's anything major going on. The symptoms you're experiencing, everything you're telling me, the case history, all of it fits a very classic pattern that I've seen 100 times over the past 21 years of practice. So that's the good news. Now, the frustrating news, and I think we have to have a really candid conversation here, is the fact that, you know, I'm not here to make you feel better today. I'm not here to make you feel better tomorrow. That's not my job. There's plenty of other providers out there that will do that. What I'm here to do really is to take all of the information that you've presented to me today, put it in the context of what you've told me you want to achieve, where it is you want to be, and really look at the big picture. As a physical therapist, my goal isn't feel good today, tomorrow, the next week. My goal is how do I help this person in front of me, you, feel good in 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years? Because you're sitting here now at 53, you've had persistent pain in your left hip. You told me today more than 5 years. You've had chronic low back pain probably more than 10 years. Certainly, if it was going to get better on its own, it would have. The fact is, let's start with a reality check. If there was a fix, if there was a cure for your condition, you would have it. You would have paid for it. You wouldn't be in this position. You wouldn't have this trouble. The reality is there is no cure. There is no pill. There is no surgery. There's no injection. This isn't something that's developed overnight, and it's not something that's going to go away overnight. The reality is this is probably the manifestation of 15 or 20 years of lifestyle. You did what you have to do, which is awesome. We all have responsibilities. I make sacrifices for my family. I have this job. I wake up early. I go to bed late. I do those things, but I also have to acknowledge that I'm paying a price to do those things. Now you're facing a crossroad. Now you're sitting here with a decision to make. How much more time are you going to put into not taking care of yourself because you're prioritizing other things over your own well-being and health? How's that going to impact the next 5, 10, 15 years? And, are you fed up? Are you sick of it? Are you sick of waking up in pain every morning, going to bed in pain every night, waking up throughout the night? Are you sick of being grumpy and feeling frustrated? Are you sick of all the other stuff that comes along with the symptoms and condition that you've been dealing with? If you are, I think you kind of have a unique opportunity right now. Something drove you to seek assistance, to get the information that you need. That's why you're sitting here with me. And I think the reality is you're coming to grips with the fact that you really don't need another person telling you what to do. You know what you probably should do. You should eat better. You should sleep more. You should have less stress in your life. You should go on vacation more often, right? Like, be more mindful. Those are amazing things. And if you could do those things, if you knew how to do those things, you wouldn't need me. The reality is, my job isn't to make you feel good today, it's to make you feel good in 10 years. My job isn't to tell you what else to do. You already know what to do. My real value comes in the fact that we're going to figure out together, because there is no formula, how to get you to do what you know you need to do. You need to eat better. Okay, what does that mean? How do you get yourself to want to eat better? How do you get yourself to have the food that you know you should be eating sitting in front of you? How do we manipulate and control the environment to make it impossible for you not to do the things that you know you need to do? And this isn't 3 times a week. You're going to come in here for 45 minutes. You're going to be ignored by the staff and you're going to leave no better than you started. We're going to do 30 days of a relatively high intensity program because we're changing lifestyle habits at this point, right? You know how to exercise, you know how to walk, you know how to lift weights, but we're making changes so that you're craving these workouts. You're prioritizing. It's like, oh, I don't want to sit on the couch. I want to get out and move. I've got so much energy that I can't sit still. Like, those are um, the new things that I want you to experience. And so we're going to take the first month. We're going to work together 5 days a week. I'm going to be here every single day, and we're going to build new patterns that are moving you in the right direction. Then, over the next 5 months, we're going to be engaging with each other regularly, several times a week, then several times a month, to just put that extra little bit of gas in the tank. One of the things that we understand about human behavior is that it takes a dramatic effort to make something a habit, but once that new habit is formed, just like planting a seed, it takes a lot of work to get your seed to germinate. But once that seed begins to grow, you have to nurture it. You have to help it. It's still fragile. When you're starting a new exercise program and you miss that first day, okay, you can probably handle that. You miss the second day, not such a good situation. You miss the third day, almost everybody is going to be done at that point. The seedling has crumbled, and we need to bring it back to life. And so, my job as your physical therapist, my job as your coach, your motivator, is I need to see what's ahead based on my experience on the 21 years of patient care and history that I've had. I need to see the obstacles before they become a problem for you. I need to help you navigate the course. The airplane that leaves LaGuardia in New York arrives in Los Angeles, LAX. It's off course the entire time. The only reason why it arrives on target and on time is because it's constantly adjusting. And even with that, there's going to be turbulence. There's going to be oddities that happen that aren't expected. So, what needs to happen is there needs to be an experienced pilot in the driver's seat, and there needs to be onboard navigation to help when those unexpected things come up. And that's what we are. We're the team. That's what we're putting together. And so when we're talking about what does something like this cost, this is where you're the only one that can really understand the price versus value. What does this mean to you? And so in order for me to be able to provide what it is that we provide here across all of the disciplines, from what we do in conventional care, physical therapy, what we do from a nutrition, food perspective, what we do from meditation, mindfulness, what we do from exercise programming, and the whole 9 yards, You're looking at a $5,000 package to start. That covers you for the first 3-month period where we're pretty much together 5 days a week for the first 4 weeks, and then we start tapering down as you gain independence from me. That includes the telephone consultations, the support group, and the other stuff that we have going on. But at the end of the day, you have to look at this as, okay, is the $5,000 I'm going to spend with you today, is it better that you keep that $5,000 in your bank account? Is that $5,000 going to prevent you from going into poverty 10 years from now? Probably not. Is that $5,000 going to pay for your grandson's college tuition? Probably not. Like, is the $5,000 going to do any benefit sitting in your bank account? Probably not. So if you have the $5,000 and you're looking at where is the best place to invest it, if you can invest it in yourself, knowing that it is going to be a major motivating factor for you to do the things that you're committing to do right here today, and knowing that you have me not to do those things for you, but to help support you through that process, I can't imagine a better investment than something like that, because that is something that's going to pay dividends into the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life, which really, I mean, you've worked the last 30 years to have the freedom and the independence. Now you don't have the physical body to go out and enjoy life. So we need to just turn that dial back a little bit, help you understand how to do the things that you need to do, and to create an environment that makes you want to do those things, makes you want to go out for a walk, makes you want to go out to the gym and lift weights, makes you want to be stronger and healthier. And while I can't guarantee your hip pain, shoulder pain, back pain will go away, I can't guarantee you're going to wake up feeling pain free. Um, I can tell you that if you do these things, if you take these steps, if you move in this direction, you will feel better about yourself. You will have more longevity, increase your resilience to injury, and overall get the best possible experience over the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life than if you don't. So the choice is always yours. And if you're not ready to make that decision today, I totally understand it. It's not about the money, it's about the personal commitment that you need to make to yourself. You need to treat yourself with the same dignity and respect and compassion that you're treating other people with. Because the reality is, if somebody else told you what the situation was and what they were dealing with and what they needed to do, I almost guarantee you'd be the first one to say, spend the money, do the thing, because this is your life, right? You can't give if there's nothing left inside to give. You can't care for the people if you don't care for yourself first. That's it. I want you to take that. I want you to sleep on it. I want you to talk to the people who love you, talk to the people who care about you the most. This has to be a team decision. You can't make this as a unilateral decision. Even though it's about you, you still have to have the support of the family and the people that you trust. So go think about it, go talk about it, do what you need to do. I'm going to be here whether I see you tomorrow or I see you next week or next month or next year. All right, guys. Thanks so much.